As we approach the twilight of humanity's existence, it's imperative that we confront the reality that the notion of the end times is shrouded in ambiguity and misconception. Many of us have been misguided by sensationalist media outlets, which have sensationalized the topic, or have misinterpreted biblical passages, leaving us with more questions than answers. The purpose of this video is to provide a clear and concise understanding of the 7 signs that will signal the beginning of the end, as foretold in the Bible. By meticulously unraveling these signs, we hope to empower you with the knowledge to discern the times we're living in, and to equip you with the wisdom to navigate the unknown terrain that lies ahead. It's essential to acknowledge that the concept of the end times has been a subject of reverberating debate throughout history. From the ancient Greeks to modern-day theologians, scholars have been tirelessly attempting to unravel the mysteries of the end times, and to decipher the symbolism and metaphors contained within the biblical text. Despite the widespread fascination with the topic, many of us have been left with a plethora of unanswered questions, and a sense of uncertainty about the future. The Bible, however, offers a clear and unequivocal message, outlining the signs that will precede the end of the world, and providing a roadmap for those who wish to prepare for the unknown. One of the most significant misconceptions surrounding the end times is the notion that Jesus Christ will return to earth in a blaze of glory, accompanied by the sound of trumpets and the splitting of the skies. While this view may have been based on a misinterpretation of biblical passages, it's essential to recognize that the Bible provides a more nuanced and complex view of the end times. According to the biblical narrative, Jesus Christ will return to earth in a series of events, marked by a gradual decline in the moral fabric of society, a series of catastrophic natural disasters, and a mysterious and celestial display of phenomena. The Bible provides a detailed account of these events, outlining the signs that will precede the end of the world. First and foremost, there will be a gradual decline in morality, marked by an increased tolerance for sin and a decline in the values that society holds dear. As the world becomes increasingly divided and chaotic, a series of catastrophic natural disasters will strike, including earthquakes, famines, and plagues. The Bible also speaks of a period of great tribulation, in which humanity will be tested and tempted. The anticipation of the world's demise has captivated the human imagination for centuries, sparking intense scrutiny of sacred texts and prophecies. As we delve into the realm of speculation and contemplation, it becomes imperative to prepare ourselves spiritually for the challenges that lie ahead. Amidst the cacophony of interpretations, the biblical account of the end time stands as a testament to the complexities of human understanding, weaving together a tapestry of symbolism, allegory, and historical reference. This paradoxical narrative has been the subject of fervent debate and analysis, as scholars and lay enthusiasts alike endeavor to decipher the cryptic language and divined meanings embedded within the scriptures. By plumbing the depths of biblical lore and identifying the recurring motifs, we can begin to unravel the threads of a seemingly intricate tapestry, slowly revealing the outlines of a prophesied future. One of the most enigmatic signs of the end times, as revealed by the scriptures, is the era of great deception. This period, foretold by seers and visionaries, is characterized by a pervasive atmosphere of confusion, mistrust, and moral ambiguity. As the binary lines of truth and falsehood begin to blur, the consequences of unchecked deceit and manipulation will precipitate a global catastrophe of unprecedented proportions. Throughout human history, instances of mass deception have echoed through the annals of record, from the fall of empires to the rise of charismatic cult leaders. However, the coming era of deception will be unlike any precedent, as it will permeate every facet of existence, from politics and media to personal relationships and spiritual practices. The very fabric of reality will be torn asunder, as the veil of illusion is lifted, revealing the machinations of unseen forces. As we navigate this labyrinthine landscape of deception, it becomes increasingly crucial to cultivate discernment, intuition, and inner wisdom. In an era where the truth is constantly distorted and manipulated, the ability to recognize and resist the insidious forces of disinformation will be the only safeguard against the abyss of chaos and destruction. The Bible speaks of a period of great deception, not as a harbinger of the apocalypse, but as a precursor to the very foundations of society being shaken to their core. This prophesied era is a clarion call to spiritual awakening, a clarion call to the heart of humanity to rediscover its capacity for compassion, empathy, and truth. As we embark on this perilous journey, it is imperative to remain vigilant. Anchored in the bedrock, are you prepared for the shocking truth about the end of times, a period of monumental upheaval and radical transformation that will shake the very foundations of our world? This epoch of turbulence is going to be a defining moment in human history, and it's essential to prepare ourselves mentally, spiritually, and psychologically to navigate the unfathomable changes that lie ahead. In this video, we'll unravel the mysterious signs that precede this cataclysmic event, providing you with the knowledge to emerge stronger in your faith and more resilient in the face of adversity. As we delve into the mysterious realm of biblical prophecy, it becomes apparent that the end of times is a subject shrouded in secrecy and intrigue. Many theologians, biblical scholars, and even mystics have devoted their lives to deciphering the cryptic messages hidden within the sacred texts, only to discover that the truth is more complex and multifaceted than initially thought. The Bible, in particular, holds many esoteric clues that, if deciphered correctly, can provide us with a glimpse into the tumultuous future that awaits us. One of the most striking signs of the end of times is the rise of the Antichrist, a figure predicted to appear just before the apocalypse, promising his followers a false sense of security and comfort. This charismatic leader will wield immense power, convincing people to abandon their moral compassion and engage in nefarious activities that will eventually lead to their downfall. His arrival will be marked by the appearance of a series of unexplainable signs and wonders, which will serve as a precursor to the chaos that is to come. Furthermore, the Bible prophesies a period of unprecedented natural disasters, including earthquakes, famines, and droughts, which will ravage the planet and push people to the brink of desperation. The skies will darken, and the oceans will churn with unprecedented ferocity, leaving destruction and devastation in their wake. This cataclysmic sequence of events will force people to confront their mortality and the impermanence of their existence, leading many to seek solace in the words of God. In the midst of this turmoil, the righteous will be forced to navigate the treacherous landscape, relying on their faith and spiritual resilience to keep them grounded. For those who are prepared, the end of times will provide an opportunity to demonstrate extraordinary courage and conviction, as they stand firm against the forces of chaos and disorder. Their unwavering commitment to their beliefs will be tested to the limit. As the world hurtles towards its eventual reckoning, it is crucial to remain vigilant and aware of the potential pitfalls that lie ahead. According to Scripture, a time of great deception will unfold, marked by the proliferation of false prophets and messiahs who will lead many astray. This ominous warning is recorded in Matthew 24 verses 4-5, where Jesus cautions his disciples of the perils of deception in the latter days. We are reminded of the devastating consequences of blindly following false guidance, which can lead to spiritual shipwreck and eternal loss. Furthermore, the Scriptures prophesies a time of war and conflict, where nations will rise against one another, and kingdoms will clash against kingdoms. This apocalyptic scenario is vividly depicted in Matthew 24 verses 6-7, where Jesus unequivocally states that war is inevitable and its repercussions will be far-reaching. The sheer scale of destruction and chaos that will ensue will be breathtaking, leaving scarred landscapes and shattered lives in its wake. As Christians, it is essential to recognize the gravity of this prediction and be prepared to stand firm in their faith during times of turmoil. In addition to these cataclysmic events, the Scriptures also foretell a period of crippling famine and economic hardship. The consequences of corporate greed, environmental degradation, and reckless economic policies will unfold, plunging the world into a realm of unprecedented scarcity and desperation. Matthew 24 verses 7-8 paints a stark picture of a world where the very basics of human existence, food, water, and shelter, will be scarce and difficult to obtain. The prospect of annulling one's mortgage will become a distant memory, as entire nations struggle to keep their heads above water. As believers, we must remain steadfast in our trust in God, even when the forces of nature and human endeavor seem to be converging against us. The sheer audacity of these prophesied events boggles the mind, and yet, we are summoned to remain steadfast and unwavering in our conviction. In the face of uncertainty and chaos, it is crucial to hold fast to the unshakable foundation of our faith, even as the world around us crumbles. By embracing the unwavering message of hope and redemption, we will emerge from the crucible of these challenging times strengthened, refined, and ultimately victorious. As the world hurtles towards an uncertain future, the prospect of mass chaos and desolation hangs heavy in the air. The Revelation, a revered yet enigmatic text, foretells a catastrophic sequence of events that will leave humanity reeling. In chapter 6, verse 5-6, a commanding voice instructs the rider of the black horse to distribute a paltry portion of sustenance, anointing those who will succumb to the impending famine. This apocalyptic prophecy paints a stark picture of a world where food becomes a luxury, and the very survival of life hangs in the balance. The economic landscape will also undergo a radical transformation, as the value of money plummets and the art of living becomes an elusive dream. The notion of a reliable income and a steady financial future will fade into memory, as people clamor for a meager existence. This cataclysmic shift will be marked by widespread poverty, hunger, and desperation, as individuals struggle to make ends meet. The once vaunted concept of a comfortable living will become a distant myth, leaving in its wake a trail of devastation and despair. Furthermore, the Bible foretells the arrival of a great pestilence that will sweep across the earth, claiming millions of lives and spreading suffering on a massive scale. In Revelation 6 verse 8, the rider of the pale horse is granted the authority to kill a quarter of humanity, unleashing a wave of destruction that will leave no stone unturned. This apocalyptic scenario will be marked by the rapid spread of disease, which will ravage the planet, leaving in its wake a darkened world devoid of hope. As the world teeters on the brink of collapse, the very fabric of society will rupture, and social structures will crumble. The once stable governments will be reduced to mere shells, as chaos and anarchy reign supreme. The rule of law will be replaced by the law of the jungle, as individuals fight for survival in a desperate bid to make it through the day. In this desolate landscape, the concept of civility and morality will be reduced to a distant memory, as humanity is plunged into an abyss of darkness and despair. In this bleak and forsaken world, the comforts of modern life will be lost, as the amenities we once took for granted, electricity, water, medicine, and basic necessities, become luxuries of the past. Cities will lie in ruins, buildings will crumble, and the world's population has long been fascinated by the notion of the end times, a period of great upheaval and transformation that will ultimately lead to the second coming of Christ. One of the most significant aspects of this narrative is the concept of persecution, where Christians will be relentlessly hunted down, imprisoned, and martyred for their faith. This stark reality is vividly portrayed in Revelation 6 verses 9-11, where the souls of the martyrs cry out to God for justice, their voices echoing through the ages as they petition for an end to the suffering. In this twisted world, believers will be forced to endure unimaginable hardships, their lives reduced to a constant struggle for survival as they navigate the treacherous landscape of a world gone mad. The scriptures are replete with references to the horrors that will be unleashed upon the earth, from the ravaging of cities and the destruction of the environment to the brutal suppression of all opposition to the forces of evil. It is a vision of a world that is both desolate and terrifying, a place where the very fabric of society has been torn asunder by the forces of chaos and destruction. Yet, even in the midst of such unmitigated disaster, there is a glimmer of hope, a promise of salvation that will ultimately bring redemption to those who persevere through the trials and tribulations of this dark period. For in the midst of the devastation, Christ will arise, victorious and triumphant, to claim his rightful place as the ruler of the universe. It is a vision of a future that is both glorious and terrifying, a time when the boundaries between heaven and earth will be forever transformed, and the very order of creation will be reshaped according to the will of God. One of the most striking features of this narrative is the emphasis it places on the role of God in shaping the course of human history. According to the scriptures, it is God who sets in motion the events that will ultimately lead to the end times, who orchestrates the entire drama from beginning to end. And at the center of this grand tapestry is the person of Christ, who stands as the central figure in the drama of salvation, the one who will ultimately bring humanity to its knees and demand their worship. As the end times unfold, the earth will be racked by a great earthquake, a cataclysmic event that will shake the foundations of the world and reduce entire cities to rubble. As we continue to navigate these uncertain times, it's more crucial than ever to stay informed and spiritually prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. We hope that the information we've shared with you has been both insightful and helpful in your own personal journey. To stay up to date on the latest developments and continue learning more about the signs of the times, we invite you to join our community by subscribing to our channel.